Hey, everybody, and welcome to Everyday English Pod. Today, we're going to be looking at how learning English can change your life really change your life.
Yeah, when you think about it, learning a language can feel like just another thing to check off your to-do list. But becoming fluent in English, that's something that can seriously open doors for you.
For sure. And we're going to look at all those doors today, how it can give your work life a boost, help you connect with people from all over the world, give you access to so much information, and even just like boost your confidence. And of course, we'll touch on how it makes travel easier, how it helps you grow as a person, and a whole bunch more. It's honestly amazing how many different parts of your life English touches.
One thing that's really cool is how all of these different areas, they all kind of connect. So like getting better at communicating in English can help you at work, which then makes you feel more confident, and that helps you grow as a person. It all kind of builds on itself.
Okay, so first let's jump into how this affects your work life. It feels like if...
Oh, absolutely. English has kind of become the language of business worldwide. Like, think about it. So many international companies use English as their main language, even if they're based somewhere else. So if you're fluent, that opens up a whole world of job opportunities for you. In fact, there was a study done by the Harvard Business Review that found that being able to communicate well across cultures, often in English, is super important for global teams to be successful.
That makes sense. And it's not just about getting a job in another country. Even if you're working here, being able to talk to colleagues or clients in other parts of the world, it's got to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, definitely. These days, working with people across borders is becoming the norm. So if you can just jump into a virtual meeting in English, send a clear email to an international partner, or confidently present your ideas to a global audience, you're instantly way more valuable to your company. And as you get better at these kinds of international interactions, you're more likely to get promoted and take on leadership roles. Studies have even shown that there's a strong connection between knowing English well and earning more money.
I never thought about it like that, but it makes sense. Employers are really looking for people who can bridge those international gaps, right? Because good communication means fewer misunderstandings and things get done quicker.
That's a really important point. Companies know that employees who can communicate well in English can really help the company be more productive, build stronger relationships with international clients, and ultimately do better in the global market. That's why you see so many job ads on sites like LinkedIn that specifically say you need to know English, or that it's a big advantage.
It's a big advantage for sure. Okay, so that's for people working for companies. But what about people who are working for themselves, like freelancers or entrepreneurs? How does English help them?
For those folks, being able to speak English can seriously expand the number of potential clients they can reach. The internet has created this global marketplace, and you know what? English is usually the language used for international deals and collaborations. So imagine a graphic designer in, let's say, Chicago, who can work with a client in Italy just because they both speak English. Yeah. It opens up so many doors.
That's amazing. And you mentioned networking earlier. I bet if you're at a big international conference or trying to build connections in your field all over the world, you basically have to speak English.
Absolutely. International conferences and industry events are like prime time for networking, for making deals, and for learning about the newest trends. So if you can easily start conversations, share ideas, and just connect with people in English, you can meet professionals from all over the place, which could lead to some awesome collaborations and insights. And don't forget about the practical stuff, like being able to read technical manuals, research papers, and industry reports. Most of this stuff is only available in English.
So we've seen how English can really help your career, but what about just connecting with people on a personal level? How does it help with that?
This is where we see how important language is for bringing people together. Learning English helps you connect with a huge community of people all over the world. Just think about social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They all have tons of international users, and English is often the language everyone uses to talk to each other and share stuff no matter where they're from.
Oh, yeah. You see people from all different countries talking and interacting in English online. It really does break down those geographical barriers.
It does. When you speak English, you can join those international online communities, talk about your hobbies and interests, learn about different cultures directly from the people who live them, and even become real friends with people you might never have met otherwise. It's about becoming part of a truly global community.
And I imagine when you travel, it must make a huge difference, too.
Yeah.
You can probably get by in some touristy areas, but knowing English really lets you explore more, doesn't it?
It definitely does. While it's always great to learn a few basic phrases in the local language wherever you go, English is spoken so widely in tourist spots that it often becomes the language everyone uses. This makes everything so much easier and less stressful, from navigating public transportation and booking a place to stay, to asking for directions and understanding local customs. You can get off the beaten path and feel more confident doing it.
Oh, I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
Even just being able to read signs and understand announcements in English in a new place can be such a relief.
And what's really amazing is that speaking English can act like a bridge between people from completely different cultures. It creates a sense of understanding and respect even when there are big cultural differences. The simple act of trying to communicate in a common language shows that you're open to connecting with others.
And I've heard that even joining English-speaking groups or clubs right here in your own city can be a great way to meet interesting people.
That's a great idea. It could be a book club that reads English novels, a hiking group that does their hikes in English, or a volunteer organization that uses English for all their communication. These groups are amazing opportunities to meet inspiring people who share your interests. At the end of the day, English gives you access to this huge global network and makes you feel like you're part of a much bigger interconnected world.
So it's not just about work and making friends, right? Learning English must also open up a ton of information and knowledge.
Absolutely. When you think about how much information is out there in English, it's mind-blowing. Most academic research, scientific discoveries, and educational resources are published in English. Everything from big medical and technological breakthroughs to important works of literature and history. English is the language used to share knowledge all over the world. It's estimated that over half of all the content on the internet is in English.
Wow, that's incredible. So if you don't know English well, you're missing out on a lot of what's happening in research, education, and innovation.
Exactly. And on top of that, a lot of universities around the world offer their degree programs and courses in English. Knowing the language means you can apply to international schools and learn from amazing teachers in any field you can imagine. This can be a life-changing experience both personally and intellectually.
What about online learning platforms? It seems like almost all of them are primarily in English, too.
You're right. Online learning platforms like Coursera, ADX, and Khan Academy, they mostly use English to teach. This gives you access to so many courses, certifications, and learning materials on pretty much any topic you can think of, and they're often taught by experts from top universities. It's really made education accessible to everyone around the world.
That's incredible. You could learn anything from anywhere as long as you know English.
That's the power of it. And let's not forget about all the amazing literature that's written in English. Some of the world's most famous authors write in English. And if you read their work in the original language, you can really appreciate their skill, their subtleties, and what they were really trying to say. Translations are great, but they sometimes lose some of the original feeling.
I get that. And I've found that even watching documentaries and educational videos in English can be a really good way to learn new things.
Definitely. When you watch educational videos and documentaries in English, you're not only improving your listening skills, but you're also learning about all kinds of different subjects at the same time. By learning English, you're basically getting a key that unlocks the newest ideas, discoveries, and innovations. It helps you stay informed and competitive in today's fast-changing world.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about confidence. How does learning English help us feel more confident?
There's a really strong link between communicating well and feeling good about yourself. When you learn English, you feel more confident because you can express your thoughts, opinions, and ideas clearly and effectively in all kinds of situations. Doesn't matter if you're giving a presentation at work, participating in a debate, or just chatting with someone new at a party.
I can see that. The more comfortable you are expressing yourself, the more confident you feel.
Exactly. As you practice and get more comfortable talking in English, both formally and informally, your confidence naturally grows. Even those little wins like successfully ordering food in English in another country or understanding a movie without subtitles can really boost your self-esteem.
It's like each small victory gives you a little confidence boost, right?
That's it. And this confidence you gain often goes beyond just talking. Think about traveling to a country where lots of people speak English. Knowing the language makes navigating unfamiliar places so much easier and less intimidating. In most international airports, hotels, and popular tourist destinations, English is the language everyone uses. This takes away a lot of the stress and lets you talk to locals and other travelers more confidently.
I know what you mean. If you can communicate your needs and understand what others are saying, you're much more likely to feel comfortable exploring new places.
Definitely. Knowing English makes exploring new destinations less stressful, and you end up having much better travel experiences. You feel more in control and less reliant on others, which really boosts your confidence. It empowers you to step outside your comfort zone.
So we've talked about all these outward benefits, but how about the inner benefits? How does learning English contribute to our personal development?
When you think about how learning English affects your brain, it's actually really cool. It challenges you in ways that can lead to serious personal growth. It's like a mental workout that improves your memory, makes you better at solving problems, and even boosts your creativity as you learn new grammar and expand your vocabulary.
It's like giving your brain a whole new set of puzzles to figure out.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the technical parts of the language either. When you learn English, you get exposed to different ways that people think and express themselves across cultures. This really broadens your perspective and helps you understand the world and your place in it better. You start to see things from multiple points of view.
And for people thinking about studying abroad, knowing English must be a huge advantage for their personal development.
Absolutely. If you have a good foundation in English, studying abroad becomes much easier. Lots of the best universities in English-speaking countries offer a ton of programs. Knowing the language makes applying easier, the class is more manageable, and it lets you really immerse yourself in the academic and social life there.
Plus, just the experience of living in a new country where people speak English must be an amazing way to grow as a person.
Being immersed in an English-speaking environment is a fantastic way to learn the language quickly and experience a new culture. Living in a new country pushes you out of your comfort zone, helps you adapt to new situations, and makes you more independent and resilient. Learning English also makes your basic communication skills sharper: listening, reading, speaking, and writing, and these are skills you need in pretty much every part of life.
Let's talk more about those core communication skills. It's not just about being able to put words together right.
Right. English teaches you how to express your emotions, your opinions, and even complex ideas in a thoughtful and effective way, both when you're writing and speaking. It's about learning how to tailor your message to who you're talking to and understanding the subtleties of tone and formality. Knowing the right words and how to phrase things can make a huge difference in how people receive your message and how well you connect with them.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing in a bunch of different ways, and it can have a totally different effect on the person listening.
Exactly. And communication is a two-way street. Practicing English also makes you a better listener. You start paying more attention to different accents, understanding those little changes in tone, and grasping the real meaning of what someone's saying, even when they don't come right out and say it. This ability to listen carefully and really understand is especially important at work, where clear and thoughtful communication is key to success.
So it's not just about getting your own message across. It's also about really understanding what others are trying to tell you.
Exactly. When you improve your communication skills in English, you feel more confident overall, and you participate more in conversations and discussions. When you can communicate well, you break down barriers, avoid misunderstandings, and build stronger relationships based on trust and clarity.
Okay, this is one of the most interesting parts to me: cultural understanding. How does learning English open the door to different cultures?
Learning English is like a key that unlocks understanding of all sorts of different cultures. It gives you direct access to the traditions, values, and lifestyles of English-speaking countries all over the world. It helps you develop empathy and a broader global perspective, which are super important in our interconnected world.
It's like getting a first-hand look at how people from different places experience and see the world.
Exactly. When you watch English language movies and TV shows, read books by English-speaking authors, or even just talk to native English speakers, you start to see life from different angles. It's an amazing way to appreciate the incredible diversity of human experience and understand how people in different cultures think, feel, and interact with each other.
It must help you see the similarities too,
Yeah.
right? Even though there are cultural differences, we all share some universal human experiences and emotions.
Absolutely. And English gives you the tools to explore and appreciate those universal human emotions and values that connect us all, no matter what our cultural background is.
Yeah.
It's also super important to understand the nuances of cultural communication in English. Knowing when to be formal or informal, recognizing different styles of humor, and correctly interpreting certain phrases can make your interactions much smoother and more positive.
So it's more than just knowing the dictionary definition of a word. There's a whole layer of cultural context too.
Exactly. And when you make an effort to communicate in English, you're showing respect for other cultures. It shows that you value their language and their way of life. This can lead to more meaningful interactions and help you build closer friendships with people from all kinds of backgrounds.
Okay, let's talk about problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
That might not be the first thing people think of when they think about learning a language.
It's fascinating how your brain gets a workout when you're learning a new language like English. When you come across new words or tricky grammar rules, you have to get creative to figure out what they mean and how to use them. This mental exercise strengthens your analytical thinking skills and helps you approach problems from different angles. These are skills you can use in many other areas of your life.
You're always having to figure things out and make connections.
That's right. You're constantly connecting new words, grammatical structures, and clues from the context to form sentences and understand complex ideas. This process really improves your logical reasoning skills. And when you're communicating in English, you often have to think on your feet and adapt to unexpected situations like talking to someone with a strong accent or clearing up a misunderstanding. This helps you become more adaptable and better at making decisions under pressure.
I can see how that would make you more adaptable and resourceful overall.
It does. And when you use English to access online tools, resources, and communities for learning or for work, you also get better at solving problems because you're exposed to different perspectives and potential solutions that might not be available in your native language. In the end, overcoming the challenges of learning English builds your confidence and makes you more resilient, which helps you tackle bigger problems in other areas of your life.
I bet it feels incredibly rewarding to see how much progress you're making as you learn English.
Becoming fluent in English gives you a real sense of accomplishment. Every milestone you reach, whether it's finally understanding a tricky grammar concept, learning a bunch of new words, or having your first long conversation with a native speaker, shows that you've been working hard, dedicating yourself, and making real progress. These achievements are a big boost to your self-esteem.
It's like concrete proof that your efforts are pulling off.
Exactly. It feels amazing to see yourself improving in English. Whether it's the excitement of understanding a movie without subtitles or the satisfaction of writing a well-organized email in English, these moments show you that your hard work is paying off and it inspires you to keep going. And the cool thing is that this sense of accomplishment can motivate you to take on new challenges in other parts of your life too.
It's like a positive feedback loop. You achieve something in English, and that gives you the confidence to try new things in other areas.
That's right. Learning English is a journey with its ups and downs, so it's important to recognize and celebrate your progress along the way. Appreciating those smaller victories, like remembering the right word during a conversation or finishing an English novel, helps you stay motivated and makes the whole learning process more enjoyable. This ultimately helps you achieve even greater things down the road. And that feeling of achievement doesn't just make you more confident, it also makes you more resilient. It reminds you that you can overcome obstacles if you keep trying.
So learning English can also help you build stronger relationships, especially with people from different cultures.
Absolutely. Learning English is like building a bridge that connects you with people from all over the world. Whether you're meeting new people while traveling or connecting with international colleagues at work, English gives you a common ground to share experiences, exchange ideas, and build genuine bonds.
It really opens up a whole new world of potential friendships and connections.
It does. Speaking English opens doors to friendships you might never have thought possible. You can connect with people from all different cultures, learn about their lives and perspectives, and share your own unique stories in return. And it's not just about personal relationships. English also helps you build stronger professional connections. You can communicate better with international partners, participate in global collaborations, and expand your professional network.
That's super important in today's globalized work environment.
It is, and even just knowing that you can confidently introduce yourself or have a conversation in English, whether it's at an international networking event or a casual get-together, can make you feel so much more comfortable and help you make a great first impression. English also makes it easier to communicate online, so you can stay in touch with friends, family, or work contacts no matter where they are in the world. You can deepen those relationships through clear and heartfelt communication.
It sounds like learning English can become a lifelong journey of constantly learning and growing as a person.
That's a great way to put it. Learning English can make lifelong learning really fun and rewarding because it gives you access to a huge and fascinating world of information. Once you have a good understanding of the language, you unlock tons of online courses, books, documentaries, and other resources on just about any topic you're interested in. It turns learning into an exciting adventure that never ends.
It's like you're always unlocking new levels of understanding, making new discoveries.
Exactly. English makes it so much easier to learn. You can explore subjects like history, science, art, and technology through so many resources that are available in English. It's like having a library and a university at your fingertips. And there are so many different ways to learn: watching interesting videos, listening to informative podcasts like this one, participating in online discussions, joining conversation exchange groups. It keeps things fresh, dynamic, and interesting.
It never has to get boring, does it?
Not at all. And setting personal learning goals, like reading a challenging English novel or watching a complex movie without subtitles, can keep you motivated and make the learning process more rewarding. You turn education into a lifelong passion. And don't forget about the chance to share what you've learned with others. When you learn English, you can help friends or family members who are just starting out, which reinforces your own skills and creates a really positive cycle of learning and support.
We talked a little bit about career opportunities before, but it seems like having strong English skills can really give you a huge advantage when you're looking for a job.
Definitely. In today's global economy, lots of companies are looking for people who can communicate effectively in English, and they often prefer to hire those candidates. Whether you're applying for an entry-level job, trying to get a promotion at your current job, or thinking about a completely different career path, knowing English well can really improve your chances. It's often the main language used in international business, so it gives you a real leg up on other candidates who don't have those skills.
So it's not just a bonus anymore. It's often a basic requirement for a lot of good jobs.
Exactly. A lot of times you need to know English to get jobs at multinational companies so you can participate in international meetings, work well with colleagues from different countries, and even lead global projects that involve people from all over the world. Plus, knowing English well can help you move up in your career because it gives you access to more professional development courses, specialized training programs, and valuable industry certifications, a lot of which are only offered in English.
So it unlocks all these paths for growth and advancement that you might not have access to otherwise.
Yeah. Exactly. And being really good at communicating in English can make you a much stronger candidate in job interviews. You can talk about your skills, experiences, and career goals more confidently and clearly, which makes a great impression on potential employers. English also helps you handle different work situations more effectively, like writing clear reports and proposals, giving presentations, and negotiating with international clients or partners. And don't forget about the power of networking. English helps you connect with a wider network of mentors, peers, and industry leaders through global conferences and online communities. This could open doors to new career paths and collaborations that you might not have found otherwise.
This has been such an insightful conversation. It's amazing to see how learning English can positively impact so many different areas of your life. We've talked about career advancement, making new friends, accessing knowledge, boosting your confidence, personal growth, becoming a better communicator, understanding different cultures, improving your problem-solving skills, feeling a sense of achievement, building stronger relationships, committing to lifelong learning, and finding better job opportunities. But there's one last thing I'm curious about. How does learning a new language like English make you more creative?
That's a great question. Learning English can actually make you more creative in a few really cool ways. When you learn new words, idioms, and grammar structures, you're exposed to new ways of expressing your thoughts and ideas. This can spark new perspectives and open up your mind to think more creatively. It's like adding new tools to your mental toolbox.
I like that analogy. So it's not just about passively understanding the language, it's about actively using it to express yourself in new and imaginative ways.
Exactly. Doing things like writing in English, whether it's journaling, writing stories, or even just composing emails, can really unleash your creativity. You start thinking more deliberately about how to put your sentences together, how to choose the best words, and how to express your emotions and ideas in fresh and interesting ways. Plus, when you immerse yourself in English language content like movies, music, and books, you're exposed to all sorts of storytelling styles, artistic expressions, and creative problem-solving techniques. This expands your imagination and gives you new inspiration for your own creative endeavors.
You're constantly taking in these different creative approaches and incorporating them into your own way of thinking.
That's right. English can also spark creativity in more practical areas like problem-solving. When you face a communication challenge in English or need to find a creative way to express a complicated idea, you're basically working out your creative muscles. And when you collaborate with people from different cultures using English as your common language, you often come up with surprisingly innovative solutions and exciting new creative projects that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. Ultimately, embracing the English language helps you express yourself in new and unique ways, connect with others on a deeper level, and see the world from different and more imaginative perspectives. It also gives you access to a huge and diverse world of entertainment, which can further fuel your creativity.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. It's clear that learning English isn't just about adding another language to your repertoire. It's about unlocking a world of possibilities and making your life richer in so many ways.
I agree. It's a never-ending journey of discovery that constantly offers opportunities for you to grow personally and professionally, build stronger connections with others, and develop a deeper understanding of the world we live in.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today. It's given me a whole new perspective on how powerful learning a language can be. And for everyone listening, remember that consistency is key when you're learning English. Every step you take, no matter how small it seems, brings you closer to your goal. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and don't forget to celebrate all your accomplishments along the way. Thanks for joining us on Everyday English Pod.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And one last thought for you to ponder. Imagine a world where communication flows effortlessly and the possibilities are endless. Learning English can help you create that world for yourself. Think about one specific area of your life. Maybe your career goals, your travel dreams, or your desire to connect with people from different cultures, and ask yourself what's one small step you can take in the near future to use your English skills to achieve that goal. What exciting new doors might that open for you?